Hey, everybody, it's John, your Indian Cine-MANIAC, with another 10ish-minute review. Okay, so we did the top five. I brought Ralph on for an episode with the top five Indian films of 2023. He picked five, I picked five. And apparently, most of you don't care about that. Either you don't agree with our picks or you just have no interest. But anyway, for me, it was like Stars on Earth. I thought that was the best film that I saw last year. It's the one that still sticks. That's not to say the other ones weren't good. Like I forgot Wednesday, which I absolutely loved, and I loved Vikram too, just not my top five, which is appropriate for the film we're going to talk about today. I also want to say this: if you have not checked out the other show, the big show, the regular show, not the Indian show, we did, excuse me, we did a review of Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. I don't know how many of you have seen that yet. As you can tell by my hats, I am a huge Indiana Jones fan. Raiders of the Lost Ark is my favorite movie of all time, bar none. And I had no intention of seeing that film, and Ralph picked it for the show, so I had to watch it. And I would love you to check it out, see what I thought about it. Let me know what you thought about it in the comment section. I'm real curious about that. So this movie I picked, and a few of you have recommended this. It's the film Leo that came out in 2023. So there will be spoilers here. I'm not going to do a spoiler-free section. Okay, it's been it came out. It was a pretty big hit, so most of you probably already seen it. So just be warned, there will be spoilers. It was written and directed by Lokesh Kanagaraj, excuse me, Kanagaraj. It stars Vijay, who I'm not sure, and you guys always correct me on this, if I've seen him in anything. He looked familiar to me, but I couldn't remember what film. I even checked his filmography, and I didn't recognize any of the films. And this is a Tamil film. So so maybe that's why. I don't know. Sanjay Dutt was in it, who I know from Munabai MBBS, Agnipath, and Jawan, amongst other stuff. Trisha Krishnan, Gatham Vasudev Menon, who was in Sita Raman and Trance that I've seen. So I didn't know this going into the film, but this is part of the Vikram Kaithi universe, a shared universe. I didn't know that. I figured it out pretty quickly when one character ended up showing up. So as I'm watching this film, obviously, it seems like they borrowed a lot from History of Violence, which is a graphic novel that was turned into a film with Viggo Mortensen. It's actually a really good film. And I also kind of felt like it had a John Wick vibe to it with the character of Leo. Let me know what you think about that. If you agree, you disagree. It starts off right away with a stabbing. I mean, it was pretty, graphic. It was pretty quick. And I'm going, okay, well, this is starting off on an interesting foot. Then it goes into panic mode in this village. And you don't know why at first, but then you figure it out. A hyena is loose in the village. And I think I can honestly say I've never seen a movie where a hyena has gone wild in a village. And I will also say, I don't know if you'll agree with this or not, but the CGI on the hyena was pretty good. I have to say, I didn't think it looked phony. It was pretty terrifying. It was biting people. And that's where you meet the lead character, which Parthaban, who's a wildlife guy. So he's on his way to work, and he's on his way bringing his kid to school, and he gets a call that there's this wild hyena running around, and he's got to do something. So he ends up solving that. Um, Kind of, and it's great because at one point, and the cinematography was really interesting. A couple of times, like there was one point where the hyena is attacking him, and he holds up a stick, and it's in the hyena's mouth, but it's POV from the actor, and it's going back and forth, shaking. It was really cool effect. They did that a couple of times, so I like that. It was a good scene, and also the setting. Can anyone tell me where this was? Because I think I've only seen one movie where there was snow and cold. I don't remember any movies like that. So if you know where that was, let me know. Because again, I say this, I've been saying this since I've been watching these indie films. That was a place I've never seen before, so it was pretty cool. So they start with that. So now you realize this guy, he's got something, right? Because the way he handled this whole thing, and now he's a big hero, right? Well, he owns a coffee shop. So, and this was another cool shot. As soon as he saves everybody, he walks off. He's got blood on his shirt. So then they do this tracking shot where they just follow him like down these alleys. He gets a new shirt, and then he's through these alleys again. He ends up in the coffee shop that he owns and is ready to go to work. But it was a long shot. I think it was about 3 or 4 minutes, and it was really well done. So he owns a coffee shop, and then they give you background. He's got a great family guy. He's got 2 kids, beautiful wife, and they do some montages about how good the family is, and then you first that's the other thing. The house was gigantic. Like I don't think I've seen a movie where normal people, as in not royalty, right, had such a big house. I mean, this thing was big and it was beautiful. So that was a little bit different. So now you got these bad guys, and there's one guy in particular that's really bad. He's got really bad teeth, and he does a lot of a lot of that stuff. Kind of a psycho. Well, they're gonna rob something, but instead they go to his coffee shop. And I thought that was the best scene in the movie as far as an action sequence. And it's a little bit similar to the History of the Violence, the American film. But the choreography was fantastic. And again, the way the camera's flying all the time, and it's graphic. It was really graphic. I loved it. And the guy, the actor Vijay, who doesn't look like an action guy, does some the choreography is fantastic, and he takes down everybody. And now he's a hero, but his face is plastered all over the place. Now that's the plot of the story. Is he this gangster named Leo? And there's a great theme song, Badass Leo. It reminded me of The Grinch Who Stole Christmas. They're a mean one, Mr. Grinch. You're a bad man. You're a badass, Leo. So these gangsters think that that's Leo, and that's where Sanjay Dutt comes in. He's Leo's father, and he thought Leo was dead. And after this picture shows up, now they want to know if this is the Leo or not. Um, so so that's kind of what gets his ball rolling. And then one of the bodies that he killed, they stole out of the police station. Now I don't understand this at all, but the body was all wrapped up, which I guess is typical in Indian funerals, but was in a pigsty. So what I'm not quite sure. I mean, is it as obvious as it seems? The guy was a pig. He was a bad guy. He was dirty. That's why he's in the pigsty. Is it that it? Is that, or is it a metaphor for something else? Is there some cultural significance to that? I don't know. I don't pretend to know. So then they do the first song. And the first song is called I'm Shit Scared. And it was interesting because the music, I don't, I wouldn't describe it as rap music,
I'm
but
scared of
it
the
was
voices,
definitely
of the click,
a
of the
modern
beat,
kind
of
of,
the
it
music
had kind
I've
of a
been
funky
hearing
beat to
all
it. And they had a
my
couple of
chorus.
songs like that.
Play, repeat.
But that's the
I'm
first
scared
one. I'm
of the
shit
mountain,
scared. I'm
of the
shit
river,
scared.
of the fire,
Um,
of the sound of
and
lightning
because
in
now
the
the movie
sky.
is the
Those
bad guy's
sounds
going
make me
after him.
wanna cry. Just
And he
light 'em
keeps
up.
saying, I'm not this guy you're looking for. Then Sanjay Dutt shows up, and that scene's fantastic. They're in the coffee shop, and he comes in there and he's sitting outside. And the way they shot it was when they went on Sanjay Dutt, he had wings and a halo that was on the wall in the background. And Parthaban had only a halo. So again, what does it mean? I don't know. I mean, it seems kind of obvious. Maybe one has fallen from this, from heaven is the devil, and the other guy but again, he says, I'm not Leo, I'm not Leo, I'm not Leo. But he does this one thing where he takes something fell on the ground and he rolls it on his arm, and then they flash back to him with a gun. Oh, I'm sorry. I skipped a big thing here. I did. I really like this movie, by the way. In the coffee shop, one of the guys pulls a knife on his little daughter, who I think's like 11, or if not younger than that. And he's going to kill her. And he does this move where he rolls, picks up a gun, and shoots all the guys point blank in the head. And at one point, it was the point of view of the gun, but you could see the barrel of the gun. It was like the camera was here on the gun, and you could see the barrel. And it was a really cool shot. So he's this fantastic shot. And then, the police have him do target shooting, and he's amazing with a gun, but he insists he is not this Leo that they're looking for. Okay. So now I do have a question. Please answer in the comment section. The young girl asked for a bread omelet. What is a bread omelet? Is it toast? I never heard that phrase before in all the Indian movies. I've never heard of it. Let me know what that is. So now they do the second fight in this market area. And that's another really graphic fight that is awesome choreography. And there was one death in particular I really liked. A guy falls down about 4 inches from a rake that is sticking up. And not Leo stamps his head right on the rake. That was cool. Okay. So again, very graphic. Now, the second song that they're playing, again, with the same kind of funk, a little bit of rap. I don't know. Again, I don't know if it's rap. Leo, he's a badass. Leo, he's a badass. And they keep repeating it over and over and over. Then they come to the interval where you see this bloody coin that says Leo and blood starts dripping down. Now we get into more. So now they do a flashback scene because they want to understand what happened to Leo because they thought he died. And a cop is talking to a convict who's on death row, and the guy opens up. Now, the flashback scene, I liked it and I didn't like it. I liked it because of the musical number that they did, which I'll come to in a second. But there wasn't enough of background of each of the characters. The brother, the twin sister, you find out Leo had, the father. So that was kind of, it didn't really advance the story other than what happened to Leo. But I will say that the musical number, it's in this giant warehouse, and I don't know how many extras were in this thing, but the room is giant and the people were packed in it, and they do a dance number that is just really cool and in sync, and he's like at the center of it. And I understand this actor is like a great dancer, even a great singer. I thought that was really cool. I loved that. I love numbers like that where everybody is in sync like that. But the flashback itself was kind of, the whole motivation for why the father wanted to kill the kids was because of astrology. I don't know. But they show you how dangerous Leo is. Okay. That's what the flashback did. And based on the flashback, Leo looks exactly like Parthaban. Okay, but they still no admission. All right. And the other thing they did in that warehouse scene, there's a big fire. And I won't get into why the fire started or what happens in that scene. I'll leave that a little bit spoiler free. But as they're running out and he's fighting people, the camera, it's almost like the camera was a drone all over the room. It's very frenetic, but it added to the energy of that scene. I really liked it. And then, then the fire starts, and that's the end of Leo, or so they think. Now, there was one point, and this is where I figured out that this was the Vikram Kaithi Universe. He needs a security detail because all these people trying to go after him and his family. The guy who shows up is Napoleon, who was the guy in Kaithi that was the only honest cop. And there's even a reference to the 50 millimeter gun that Kaithi used. That had I not seen it, I wouldn't have known that, and I wouldn't have known the. It's not an after credit scene, but it's kind of like that with Agent Vikram. I wouldn't have known it had I not seen both those movies. So I thought they were really cool cameos. and also the fact that I knew what they were because I've seen those other films. That to me tells you how many of these movies I've seen. I think I love that. I love that. I love that. I love that. So, okay. So now, again, if you don't want to know if he is Leo or not, you don't have to watch the rest of this, but I'll give you a few seconds to get away. Okay. So it ends up finally after everybody's dead and he's killing everybody and he's saving his family, and really his motivation is all about saving his family. So he finally admits that he is Leo, and he does it in a cute way. He puts his feet up on the desk, he starts smoking, because Parthenoban doesn't smoke. Leo did smoke. In fact, Leo invented a cigarette, and now he's smoking, and you hear the music. Leo's a badass. Leo's a badass. So you know this guy's Leo, but he's not the same Leo he was, because his twin sister got murdered by his brother, and and he gave that all up, and the only thing that's important to him is his family, and that's the thrust of the movie. But action packed. I thought that lead actor was great. I'd never heard of him before, and there's one scene where he just breaks down with his wife that I thought was really really good. Um, Everybody's good in it. Sanjay Dutt, I've seen him play this exact role a couple of times, so it wasn't really a big stretch. But his fight scene with Leo is is good, and it's pretty, it's pretty brutal too. But again, and now they show you in a flashback to that fight that he says, "I'm Leo, I am Leo." So he admits it, even though they didn't show it during the scene. So yeah, big thumbs up for me, and I would love to know, and please tell me, are there any more movies in this shared universe? Because I enjoy this, and they're really surprising to me when I watched them. Like Vikram, I love that actor, and I never heard of him before. And Kathai was, I saw Bola, I think that's it, Bola first with Ajay Devgan. But then when I saw Kathai, I thought Kathai was a more grounded film and better actually. So yeah, I give this. You know what? I'm going to give it 4 Ladoos because it had my attention the whole time. The story was okay. I mean, it wasn't a great story, but I think in a movie like this, you want the action, you want the fight scenes, and they were fantastic. You got your money's worth with this. So yeah, I really like this movie, and I'm going to look for more from this universe and that actor too. So that's my 10ish-minute review on Leo. So thanks for the recommendation. I love that. Again, we've been talking about we're getting a lot less views, and a lot of you have theories on that, and you're recommending stuff. The problem is a lot of stuff you're recommending, we've tried. We tried to do reaction videos, and we get copyright hits every single time, and I'm not really sure how to get around that. So, I'm reaching out. I've actually reached out to other podcasters who do these, and they don't get any hits. And so far, I haven't heard back. So hopefully, one of them will have pity on a Indian Cinemaniac and help us out. I don't know what the next film I'm going to do is. I've got a bunch of movies in the queue that I'm watching. That I'm gonna watch. So some of them are on the list, the viewer wheel list, and some are not. I tend to gravitate towards actors I know, or when I see the trailer, yeah, that'd be something I'm interested in. I'm staying away from 3.5 hour movies. It's just too long unless something's going to blow me away. So I don't know what I'm going to watch next, but I will let you know. I know I've said this a few times, but if you get a chance, it's a shame you're not going to be able to see Godzilla -1 in the movie theater. But if when it does come streaming, check it out because it is so good. So that's it. This is my 10ish-minute review on Leo. Hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think in the comments section. And while you're at it, because we did our five top movies, and we lost 2 subscribers. I guess they didn't like our picks. So do me a favor. Subscribe, hit the notification button, smash that like button. And as always, please share if you think someone else might like it. Thanks a lot, everyone. And